On this episode, I'm joined by Lucy Walk. She's the founder of sex toy company Normal and is on a mission to change the conversation on sexual well-being. She's an advocate for normalising sex toys and masturbation. So who better to chat to about having a wank? In this show, we're starting it each episode with a DM or a voice memo that people have sent in.
Great, okay.
And I want to play it to you. Mm-hmm. It's from someone called Rosie, who doesn't have the best relationship with masturbation, but I thought we could interject and sort of chat about it if something spurred a conversation between us.
No, it sounds great.
This is from Rosie.
Please, Rosie.
Hi. So masturbation, even saying it out loud makes me just feel so awkward and uncomfortable. And because I feel like this, I'm 25 years old and I've literally never done it. Like, never flicked the bean, whatever you call it, do a Meg Ryan.
Do you know what doing a Meg Ryan is?
This is a When Harry Met Sally in the restaurant reference.
I think it's it's interesting because she says that she doesn't have a great relationship with masturbation, but the first thing she says is masturbation. It's like she's, really ready to confront her own guilt or anxiety around this.
Yeah, and I think as well, even, being able to articulate that, the set of emotions that you're starting to feel about masturbation, like it makes me feel guilt or it makes me feel anxiety or it makes me feel shame or it even brings up uncomfortable memories. All of that is a really good start. So I'd always, if you're hearing something like that, commend someone for at least starting to think about that, because for a lot of people, I think it's almost a topic where your brain veers close to it and then you just run away.
But I do consider myself a sexual person. I've got a boyfriend and we have sex pretty regularly and I do think it's good sex. But I guess the worst part is, well, not the worst part, but I just can't do it by myself. And in certain moments I do consider masturbating, but then I just completely freak out.
Is that common? Like it feels to me, as someone that has a healthy relationship with masturbation or, possibly only a relationship with masturbation.
Depending on the period.
It's been a long pandemic.
Yeah.
My brain is butting heads with that because it's like masturbation is self-care. And if you're only ever engaging in sex in a way that is trying to please someone else or be submissive to someone else for their pleasure, which I guess sex is, right? You're sort of helping each other achieve pleasure.
It's something that I've actually heard a number of times, that for some people, they're more comfortable with the set of social and cultural expectations around participating in partnered sex than they are around the set of social and cultural expectations around masturbation.
Yeah.
Like, our culture kind of encourages you to think pleasure with a partner is good and worthy, and masturbation, maybe for some people that's a little bit more uncomfortable.
I feel just awkward and just don't even know what to do. And in my world, it's always been something that's dirty and wrong, not something that you should do. And I'm I know what sex toys are. I've seen them, I've seen TV. I'm not stupid, but I do feel guilty. I feel like it's a guilty and something wrong. You shouldn't do it. And I wouldn't even know where to start. Not to mention the idea of getting delivered to my share house. What if one of my housemates saw the box?
I mean, sex toys come in very discreet packaging.
They
with,
do.
Very, very discreet bank statements these days. I feel like there is now more than ever a wide array of options to dip your toe in this masturbation game, isn't there?
Absolutely. And I think for a lot of people, they'll think sex toys and they'll think King's Cross, walking into a sex shop, purple fleshy dildos everywhere, lots of leather, lots of chains. And that's really not the world of sex toys anymore. There are so many brands out there now that are about making you feel empowered and also making products that fit in with your life and your image of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because masturbation itself isn't the only scary thing, I'm also worried about being judged by others if they knew.
Something a bit deeper than even just I'm worried about it, the neighbour finding it or my mum finding it if it gets delivered. It sounds like masturbation is bringing up a lot of just inherent shame for this person, where partnered sex isn't. And I think that's really interesting because in some ways that can be a bit of a cultural overhang of a culture that said, partnered sex, once upon a time we said partnered sex in the context of marriage was the kind of only legitimate and sort of non-shameful form of sex.
Yeah.
It was mostly about
sex within marriage, not solo sex.
Then that sort of expanded into partnered sex more broadly is okay. Now that we have more contraception and more the ability to have safe sex without pregnancy, you have more control over sort of family planning. But yeah, you know, for a long time, whether it was like actually religious or just kind of cultural sources would tell us that masturbation was sinful and a misuse of the body. And I really, even if you are not necessarily a religious person, you can't overstate how much that there's still an overhang of those attitudes. It's not gone at all.
I am thankful that the days of rainbow dildos are gone.
I mean,
you know, those days you used to walk into a sex store and all you could buy was this like grotesquely bright dildo.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank God.
And, you know, if it floats your boat, like amazing. But I think for most people, like that kind of whole porny and corny era, we probably won't miss it that much. But that is very tackleable.
Yeah, Rosie, you're fine. Keep listening as well,
listening.
Rosie.
Yeah.
I probably better get into the interview.